All right, in our last video, we started exploring the concept of self-acceptance and how that can enhance your self-efficacy and hence your self-esteem. What we discovered in that video is that when you walk throughout the world, you must accept facts for facts. In essence, that which is going to continue to be whatever it is, right? You may feel a certain way about it, but your feelings cannot dictate what is, how things are around you, right? And if you want to affect your environment, if you want to mold your environment in a way that projects your purpose into the world in front of you, you must see things for what they are such that you can understand them and you can understand how you can address your needs, wants, and desires given the constraints of reality, of facts. Now, in that video, what I said is that you can accept something and not like it at the same time. Accepting something does not entail liking that entity, okay? That which is going to be what it is regardless of how you feel about it. However, this obviously begs the question, what do I do if I accept something, I experience it, I give it the light of day and start understanding the facts because of that, but I still don't like it? What do I do? Okay? How do I turn it into something I don't like, from something I don't like into something that I like? Okay? And that's going to be the topic of today's video. However, before we delve into that main topic, what I want to do is ask you a series of questions to introduce what we're going to talk about. Now, I want you to think hard about this. Do you feel like you're a princess? That Prince Charming is going to run in to save the day one of these days? Is somebody going to come in, fix all your problems, everything that's wrong with your life? Is Prince Charming going to make everything better? Or maybe you're somebody else. Maybe you're a huge believer. Maybe you like religion. Maybe you believe that we're all the children of God. And God wants us to be happy. He wants the best for us. So for that reason, regardless of what I do, regardless of what I focus my attention on, God is going to come in, He's going to save the day, and everything's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be awesome, man. Or maybe you're somebody else. Maybe you believe that, regardless of what you do, the government is there. The government is on my side. I don't have to work. I don't have to take responsibility for my actions. The government will help me. They will give me money. The welfare will be there. They will guide me towards success. Now, if any of these ideas or similar situations to it resonate with you, guess what? In this video, I'm here to tell you that nobody's coming. Nobody is going to make your life better except for one person, and that person is you. You are the only person who can make stuff happen. You are the one person who can turn your life around, stop going down in a downward spiral, and project your life, spring up, and start heading towards the top. And why is that? Why are you the only person who can help yourself? It's because, some people can help you. Some people may be a guiding force in your life. Maybe your parents. Maybe your significant other. But nobody in the world except for yourself can have the most interest in what you want to happen in the world. Because other people, other organizations, and other forces in the universe have to first attend to ideas, constraints, their own needs, before they can help yours. So for that reason, nobody will give the most power and energy towards your dreams and your passions, except for you. Nobody will care more than you care about what's important to you. And when I tell you this, that might be very frightening. You might be very afraid to accept that, to realize that. Right? That's very scary. It's very scary to think that with all the problems you have, all the issues in your life, that only you can help yourself. What if you don't come through? What if you don't make stuff happen? Then what? Will you survive? Or will you come crashing down? So it's a very scary thought. But in the second section of this course, I said that our minds paint a picture of reality that can guide our behaviors, our actions, and what we tend to do on a daily basis. So you can say that it's scary, and you can say that that holds you back, or you can take a different perspective. You can think about it a bit and realize that that's very liberating. It's liberating because it places nobody in control of your life but you. It says, if I don't like my life, if my ship is going south in a direction I don't want, I can course correct, turn the ship around, whoosh, and charge straight ahead towards the north, towards where I want to go. That's a liberating thought. It's a liberating thought to think that you're in control, that you can do whatever you want, you can think whatever you want, and you can guide your life in whatever direction you want based upon your thoughts, words, and actions. That's a beautiful, beautiful thought, right? Because if you don't have control of your life, if you can't dictate how things go, how events pan out in front of you, then if you live a shitty life, it's going to remain shitty. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're not in control, any action you take by default, by the definition of not being in control, will not lead to something good. Okay, so it's liberating. Embrace it. Embrace the fact that only you can control your destiny. That's a beautiful fact. Okay? And this feeds into self-esteem quite a lot, because if you want to make stuff happen in life and you want to control your happiness, you must first control your life. You must first take responsibility for how things are going. Not wait for somebody else to come along and help you out. Because if you do that, your self-efficacy will be depreciated. You can't make stuff happen. You can't trust your intuit. Okay? And that's why the third pillar of self-esteem is self-responsibility. In essence, you must be willing not only to accept that which is, but once you accept it, take it at face value and take the responsibility to act, to change it and guide it towards how you want it to be. If you can't do that, you cannot have a healthy self-efficacy. You cannot project your purpose into the world in front of you. You cannot respect yourself. You cannot be happy because the actions you take cannot lead to the results you want. So, what does it mean to be self-responsible? To be self-responsible, it means you choose to be active, not passive. When you're at work and a problem crops up, you could be active. You could say, there's this problem, I'm going to investigate it. I don't care if it's my job or not. I'm going to investigate it. I'm going to make it work. Or you could be passive and you could say, it's not my job, not my responsibility. Somebody else, I'll push it off on somebody else. Somebody else will take care of this. No, you must be responsible. You must take action. You must be active. That's what it means to be self-responsible, right? And this should be liberating because it's you jumping into the driver's seat, taking the wheel, and steering it wherever you want it to go. You are in control. It's your life. You're taking it back. Again, you're no longer a leaf blowing in the wind, subject to external forces coming along to direct your life where it's going to go. You are an active force. You take control. You dictate where your life goes. Okay, so thinking about this language and thinking about what I said in terms of self-esteem being a function of value, when you take responsibility, when you're self-responsible and you're active, what you're saying is, when I'm faced with challenges and problems, I'm going to generate value from within. I'm going to think critically. I'm going to think for myself. I'm not going to let anybody else control my values. I'm not going to let somebody else implant programming, ideas, and conceptions of reality into my mind. No, I have value. I'm going to generate it from within, and then I'm going to project that value out in front of me. My life is my own. I dictate how it goes. I take control. I make stuff happen. Right? As opposed to being passive, in which you say, right? I'm the princess. Mr. Prince Charming is going to come around, save everything. Or God is going to save everything for me. Or the government is going to make everything better. No. When you do that, you're passive. You're not taking responsibility for your problems, right? You're not taking responsibility. And when that happens, you're looking to pull value in. The value stream gets reversed. You say, I'd rather take value from everybody else. I'd rather be a leech. I'd rather be a lazy bum and not contribute to life, to be a dead weight, than to actually contribute, to do something positive. See, when you're self-responsible, you're an active, living entity with momentum. And it's beautiful because once you start taking action, once you start being responsible, it's an upward spiral because it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. You take one action, you get stuff done, you turn one area of your life, regardless of how small it is around, and go towards the direction that you want to go. And guess what? That makes you feel good. It makes you feel amazing. It makes you feel on top of your life. You're climbing to the top of the mountain of life, and you're in control, and it feels freaking great. And that great emotion compels you to take more responsibility, to take more action, to get more done, and it's an upward, upward, upward spiral. Okay, it's energizing. This is where life happens, and this supports self-esteem. Okay? So now that you know about the underlying role that self-responsibility plays in self-esteem, how it's so amazing, how it can turn your life around and really make you conceive of yourself in a better, healthier fashion, what can you do to start taking action on this? How can you start becoming more self-responsible? What I'm going to say is, can you guess? Take out that journal, right? Take out that journal. We love our journal. So what I want you to do is run through a simple exercise. And I want you to take out your journal, or rather, you'll have your journal with you. You can write in it as you take this action, but you should be writing in it afterwards. What I want you to think about is some task in your life that you've been pushing off. Maybe somebody else does it for you. And maybe they're not doing it anymore. Maybe stuff is building up. Maybe there's jetsam in your mind because you're refusing to think critically, because you're refusing to come up with your own ideas to generate value from within. And I want you to start taking responsibility. Push yourself. Be something small. I want you to reflect on how it feels. Okay? While you're doing it. The example I want to use here is cleaning your room. Something small. Super, super small. Most people don't want to clean their rooms. Let's be honest here. It's not fun to clean your room. It takes time. It takes effort. Why would you do that when you could be doing something else? The problem with that is that once you don't take responsibility for that, it's conditioned in your mind. You start putting these synaptic pathways in your mind that falls into that default of not taking responsibility, not taking action, and it seeps into other areas of your life. So, the example I want to use is cleaning your room, okay? If you've been putting that off and you start doing it, say, okay, clean my room. I'm going to clean my room, baby. I'm taking responsibility for this. My mom doesn't have to clean my room anymore, or maybe my significant other doesn't have to do it. They get frustrated with me. It causes problems in my life. I'm going to be conscious. I recognize that this is a problem that I need to improve, and I accept that. I accept that it's a problem that needs to be improved upon. First two pillars of self-esteem we worked on. Now let's take responsibility. Let's take it in my own hands. Nobody has to say, nobody's going to come and do this. Nobody's going to help me. I am in control of my life. I'm going to make it. So, start picking up the clothes, put them in the basket. Okay? You start vacuuming. You start cleaning. You make your bed. You open the blinds. You let the light shine in. You're getting some vitamin D, baby. And once you do these small actions, it might take 15, 30 minutes. Look deep within and think about how it makes you feel. When you clean your room, it feels good. It feels good because when you push it off, it feels terrible. It's like, oh, I know I should be doing this, but I'm just not doing it. So your room gets crowded, clothes build up, doesn't feel good. It affects your mood because a messy room makes your mind messy. But when you do it, things start feeling better. You think, yes, I took action. Feels good. Your room looks better. When you're in your room, it's a positive environment. It makes you feel better. You pump in that feng shui. Right? I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's the good vibes you get from a very well-arranged room. It's clean, tidy, makes you feel good. Because you feel good, you're able to think clearly, you're able to think in an organized fashion, you feel better about your life, and it's upward spiral, so you think, hey, this feels cool, feels good, I'm taking action, what else can I do? So, once you do that thing, I want you to really take some time to explore, right? Part of increasing your self-esteem is living consciously, being aware, exploring things. You need to take time. So you take your self-responsibility, take action, then explore. How does this feel? It's probably going to make you feel good. So maybe you're stuck in a route, which you're watching TV, you're doing nothing, you're lazy, and you're like, if only I did this, my life would be great. If only. Maybe somebody will come around and help me. No. You take control, you do it. Good things go into your life. You feel good about yourself. Your conception of yourself is enhanced. That's how this works. That's how self-responsibility works. So you know what? Write something about it. This made me feel good. Blah, 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 blah. And then whenever you face resistance, and you will, I face resistance, everybody faces resistance in doing things that they have to do, because things you have to do take work, effort. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Go to your journal and read what you wrote down. Read about how it made you feel. Think about how it made you feel good. That's more inspiration to become more self-responsible, to take more action, to get stuff done, right? So that's how you want to treat your journal. Treat it as an account of good things. It could be motivation. It can help you take action, okay? And in the next section, I'm going to give you some really nice psychological ideas and exercises you can work on for increasing your ability to take action, but that's a separate idea. We're focusing on self-esteem. We want to understand how self-esteem can be built up, and this is how self-responsibility affects your self-esteem. To end this video, the other thing you could do is, again, to get beneath your filter and better understand this, to bring more awareness to your self-responsibility and how you perceive it, I have a few sentence stems that Nathaniel Branden recommends that you can run through. You could do this to bring more conscious to this idea. It might start becoming a little monotonous with the sentence stems. If it works for you in the previous exercise you did, you could do that. If not, you don't have to do that, but it's important to, push yourself just to try one activity, just to try it, explore how it feels, and write this down in your journal so you can discover in the future if you forget about it and if you're having a hard time taking action and taking responsibility. But that's the third pillar of self-esteem, and it's a liberating fact. It's liberating to think that you're in control, that when you take action that directly affects the course of your life, and instead of being passive, push yourself to be active, push yourself to be a living entity, push yourself to be somebody who thinks critically about stuff. And when you do that, you're going to discover some really beautiful stuff about yourself. You're going to get your life back on track, and that's going to make you feel good about yourself. It's going to make you feel entitled to happiness, and that's going to enhance your self-esteem. Okay? Stay tuned for the next pillar of self-esteem.